So we saw this article on Major League Baseball on MLB.com, and it is Hall of Famers who are going to be playing, or potential future Hall of Famers who will be playing in the 2023 season. So we looked at it. It's broken into what, like 10 tiers? Is it 11 tiers? I think is what it is.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, something like that.
Looks like 13 tiers. So we thought we would go through each of these tiers and, I don't know, rate what we think about how the writer is Mike Petriello with MLB.com, what he thinks about these current players and their chances of making the Hall of Fame. So let's start with tier number one. He calls this the no questions asked first ballot legends. On this list, we have Mike Trout, Justin Verlander, Clayton Kershaw, Max Scherzer, and Miguel Cabrera.
Mm-hmm.
First, Brig, I want your initial impression of this list of these five guys.
Yeah, these probably all get in.
Are they without a doubt first ballot guys?
No.
You don't think so?
No, not first ballot.
Because that's what he says. These are no questions asked, first ballot.
No, I disagree.
Who's not?
I don't think Mad Max is not a first ballot guy.
You don't think Mad Max is a first ballot guy?
Mm-mm.
4K.
Because I said so.
Because you said so.
Yeah. Because I'm the dad.
All right, can't argue with that.
I think Clayton Kershaw could suffer the first round ballot as well. He might end up second round. I think it's his playoff performance that's really going to do it.
I could see that. Yeah.
I think Mike Trout gets in first round. I think Miggy gets in first round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think Mike Trout gets in first ballot for sure. I have seen people who think otherwise, but
yeah,
look at this, Brig. Okay,
I'm looking.
I don't like making this comparison, but I'm going to. Okay. So Mike Trout made his debut at age 19. He is currently he's heading into his age 31 season. During that time, Brig, he has won 3 MVP awards, Rookie of the Year, and has been a 10-time All-Star. Okay. I can think of one other player off the top of my head who made his debut at age 29, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 All-Stars. And I think the only reason Mike Trout doesn't have 11 is because 2020 there was no All-Star game, right? And in that time, has 1 MVP award.
Wait, you said he made his debut at 19. It's 29 though.
What's that?
What did Mike Trout debut at 19 years old?
Yeah.
And this other guy is 29 years old.
No, this other guy made his debut at age 19. And before his age 31 season, had 11 All-Star games. I think the only reason Mike Trout does not have 11 is because there was no All-Star game in 2020.
Who's the other guy?
The other guy is Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, man.
Ken Griffey Jr. had, and like I'm telling you, Brig, this comparison absolutely kills me. But I remember seeing Mike Trout when he was in probably his 3rd or 4th season, and thinking like this guy is the closest thing we're going to see to Griffey in a while.
Yeah.
Right. And Griffey had 3 total All-Star games in Cincinnati. The majority of like what we saw, like of who we know Ken Griffey Jr. to be, was his Seattle years and 1 year in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And that has been Mike Trout's career so far.
You're right.
I don't see any reason why Mike Trout is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Injury, current back status, like included.
Notwithstanding. Yeah.
Like I think Trout is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He could retire tomorrow and he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too.
So,
what do you think of the rest of the guys on the list?
The rest of the guys on the list, Justin Verlander. Yeah, I mean, he had a couple down years before he got to Houston, but then he got to be who he is, right? At Houston.
Well, I think this year alone shows that coming back after Tommy John and doing what he did as at his age, That's sealed the deal for me.
Yeah, that was like the one where it's like, yes, first ballot. I think you're right with Clayton Kershaw. I think that the playoff performances are going to haunt him.
Yeah.
But I think he could still get in. He's one of the greatest regular season pitchers we've ever seen.
I think he's getting in. I just don't think it'll be guaranteed first round. First ballot.
Max Scherzer, I think, will get in. Miguel Cabrera, absolutely. Super tough.
But first ballot, though, is what we're talking about.
First ballot, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I think Max Scherzer is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I think that Clayton Kershaw, I think he'll be close, but I think he will still get it because of his regular season performance. And I think he's going to get a little bit of mercy for the fact that the Astros were cheating.
Yeah.
That he got roughed up against the team that was stealing signs.
Repeatedly. Yeah.
So I think
we'll get to that.
I think that's a big deal. Okay, let's go to tier number 2. Late career, great cases. Zach Greinke, Joey Votto. I can't get Greinke in, honestly.
I can't either. And I like Joey Votto because I like him as a person. And I think he's a terrific ball player, but is he like an immediate thought Hall of Fame guy? No, I'd have to do analysis on Joey Votto's career to convince me one way or the other. But if you ask me, Brig, go in blind, think about Joey Votto. Does he go to the Hall of Fame? Be like, I don't know, man.
So one of the things that's interesting about Joey Votto is he does have an MVP award. He won that in 2010. He led the league in on base percentage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in his career.
That's fantastic.
So he's kind of like I don't want to call him Tony Gwynn, but he's kind of a Tony Gwynn type hitter where he gets on base. That's what you want him to do, right?
Yeah.
But I think playing in Cincinnati really hurt him big time.
Yeah.
Because
everybody,
his contribution was not felt or seen nearly as much as anybody else's. Like Mike Trout playing for the Angels, you kind of forgive him because it's like what he's doing is otherworldly. Like I said, 3 MVPs. What he's doing is otherworldly, and everybody else around him is the failure. But you can't quite do that with Joey Votto because what he's doing is not otherworldly. It's really, really good, but at the same time, though, it's not. It doesn't feel like it's felt across the board, despite knowing that the Reds are not good.
Here's the other thing about Joey Votto. BaseballReference.com has his WAR at 64.3 right now, career WAR. That's terrific. So he is an impact player, whether you want to believe it or not. And lifetime batting average right now sits at 297. Yeah. That's the product of his times. That's the product of the times. Yeah.
Given the era that he's played in. That's not bad.
You can't compare that to like Joe D or Gehrig or any of those other guys, right? Like it's just not the same.
Even power hitters from the 90s, you can't compare that because those guys are still hit for average too.
Yeah, you can't. But I hesitate with Joey Votto. I think he'll get in, but he won't be first round. He's not going to be.
He might be a culture club guy.
He could be, and so could Greinke. But they might be like 5th year on the ballot type guys as well.
Yeah,
you never know.
Could be.
And these guys, it will depend on who else is getting votes and maybe taking votes away from them.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be a factor as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's head on to tier 3. The over 30 hitters on the right path. Got Paul Goldschmidt, Freddie Freeman, Manny Machado, and Nolan Arenado. I don't know if Paul Goldschmidt has been good long enough to get in. Like he's got to have. Like I don't even know how old Paul Goldschmidt is. I got to find that out real quick. But
he's like 33 or 4 or something, if I remember right. But
he's been playing since 2011. Yeah, he's 35.
Okay.
So he's kind of an old dude.
Yeah.
He was dominant in Arizona, but he's playing in Arizona, so nobody really saw him. Right. He did get his MVP this last year. Here's the thing. He's got to have astronomical numbers in the next 3 years if he's going to get it.
Yep. And maybe a World Series appearance.
That would certainly.
I don't think they need to win, but an appearance.
An appearance would certainly help. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
With
that.
Yep.
Freddie. What about Freddie though? Frederick. Oof. Frederick did historical, crazy stuff in Atlanta.
He did. He's only 33, so he's got a little bit to go still. And that having the DH is certainly going to help him. I don't know that he'll be first ballot, but I think he could get in.
This is one of those things where this is one of the reasons you're glad that the 10-year moratorium on votes is in place, because he would benefit from recency bias if it was sooner than that.
Oh, for sure. Because so he had All-Star appearances in 2013 and 14, but then he's been an All-Star every year since 2018.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good that not that I don't want him to get in the Hall of Fame. That's not what I'm saying.
But it'll be a better gauge of whether or not he should be in. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I think you're absolutely right on that. Yeah.
I do not know what to tell you about Manny Machado. I have no idea.
So this is the thing. This is what I've decided with Manny Machado. Manny Machado is going to get the Terrell Owens treatment.
Oh,
he will deserve to get in based on his play. Yeah, I think Manny Machado is a Hall of Famer based on how he plays baseball. But people do not like him, so they will not vote for him.
But he's also doing this late run.
He's kind of having.
He's doing this Renaissance man thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a big deal.
It could be, but I think enough people are going to be like, "Oh, Baltimore Manny."
I'm starting to forget, but
I am too. Like I would like to completely forget it, but we don't have a vote.
Yeah, me too.
Not yet.
Well, it hasn't happened all the way, but it's close. I'm close.
Yeah.
And I was in NL East, I watched him a lot, and he's just a terrific ball player.
Yes.
But he was not.
Yeah, I think when he's done, he's going to have a Hall of Fame career. I just don't know if the voters are going to put him in.
That's where the Culture Club comes in again.
That's true. Yeah. So maybe he will end up there eventually anyway. Nolan Arenado?
100%.
Yep.
Stupid question.
Yes. All right, moving on. Tier 4, the mid to late 20s hitters on the right path. Mookie Betts, Bryce Harper, Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor, Xander Bogaerts, Trey Turner. Mookie Betts, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Bryce Harper, yes.
Yes.
This is the thing with Bryce Harper that's funny, is that Bryce Harper has not been the LeBron James of baseball. Dominant, winning all kinds of titles and leading his teams to titles and everything like that. But Bryce Harper is a really, really, really good baseball player. And it's funny. Like, I still think it's funny that Harper's overrated. Well, yeah, because you were thinking he's going to be like the second coming of the slugger of Babe Ruth, right?
Yeah.
He's going to take everybody yard, hit more home runs than everybody in the league. But Bryce Harper has 2 MVPs, a Rookie of the Year, has led the league in OPS a couple times, slugging a couple times, home runs
been an
once,
all-star like a billion
doubles.
times.
He's an all-star like almost every year. He has some injury problems, but that's because that's the way he plays. He's an outfielder. That's the way he plays.
And he plays hard.
Yes. He's going to give you everything he's got.
Here's the thing about Bryce Harper is that he's a really good baseball player every time he steps onto the field.
Yes.
It's not like he's a really good baseball player in 2015 when he led the league in runs and home runs with 42 and all that. No, he's a really good baseball player no matter what.
Any game
even when he's injured.
Any game he's in, he's one of the best players on the field.
Doesn't matter who's injured. Playing. Even when he has a broken thumb or whatever and he can't throw because of his elbow thing, he's out there hitting the ball, making an impact. Yeah, no, that's a stupid question. Super dumb.
Absolutely. Absolutely there. I think he's first ballot too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Especially with the stuff that happened this last year. If we get a couple more like that from him, for sure. Well, how old is he? Let me look. He is in his age 29 season right now.
Yeah, he just turned 30 in October.
Yeah. So we got some time. We might have a good 8 or 9 from him still with the DH.
Another guy who's going to benefit from the DH.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yep.
Okay, Jose Ramirez. That's tough.
I don't know.
Like, I understand that he's one of the most feared hitters in the league right now. Right. But he has not always been.
But the 2016 Jose Ramirez was also a bright spot.
Right. Yeah, because he's hit over 300 twice. It's 2016 and 2017.
Yeah.
which is a huge deal. Like I understand, like batting average is not a stat still, but like the fact that he posted over 300, that is a big deal.
Listen, Brad, you know about art, right? In art, you have negative space, right? Like this hat. Look at my hat. The white is negative space. Okay? Right. The piece does not come together in its completion, in the fullest expression of the design without negative space, counterbalancing the other information that's in the design, right?
Right.
Batting average will always be a statistic of note, even if it's the inverse, even if all we're using it for is negative space to compare it against when batting average used to be more important than it might be at the present time.
There it is. Batting average is negative space.
It's always going to be relevant.
I think that's what it is. There. I think it's batting average is negative space. Is the one that might be needing to go on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, it's tough with Jose Ramirez. He's got to do a couple more. He's got to have a couple more big years. He's 30 right now. So he's got a few more good years.
I don't see it happening.
You don't think so?
I don't.
I think if he continues on the trajectory he's on right now, like his 30 through 35 seasons could be really, really, really good. And that's what could get him in, right? If he has a 7-year peak and 30 to 35 is really good. But if he kind of plateaus at 32, 33, then no.
Yeah.
And if that plateau drops off, then no, I don't think so.
Then no. Yeah. If anything goes wrong from here on out, it's not going to happen.
Right. Yep.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Francisco Lindor.
Same. If anything goes wrong, anything from here on out, it's a no-go.
He has not been the same player since he got to New York.
Mm-mm.
He was one of the best shortstops in the game in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But has not been that same guy in New York. And he's going to kind of need to have a little bit of a renaissance he's going to need to figure out a way to change himself to get back to that level if he's going to get in. I don't think that would necessarily happen. He might need, I don't know if it's a position change or what, but.
Well, or is it a location change? I've thought that a couple times, if that maybe it's a culture problem or it's a environment problem or something atmospheric, but I don't love this Francisco Lindor we have right now. I loved Francisco Lindor in Cleveland.
Right. Yep. I agree.
It's sad. It's actually sad.
Yeah. Yep. Xander Bogaerts.
Not right now.
No, he's got work to do. Definitely. Trey Turner. If Trey Turner keeps playing the way he is for the next 5 years, yes.
If Trey Turner keeps playing the way he's playing right now for the next 3 years, then he'll sneak in.
Yeah.
He's not going to be first ballot or anything, but within that window, he'll make it if he keeps.
And this is the thing too, is Trey Turner is also going to benefit from people watching him because he makes baseball look easy. He's so smooth when he plays. Everything about the way he plays baseball makes it look easy.
Yep. Here's the other thing about Trey Turner. Trey Turner is also playing in big markets, and big markets get lots of attention. So he's going to have. If Trey Turner had a career-ending injury in the next 3 years, he'd get in the Hall of Fame.
Knock on it, Brig. Knock.
Sorry.
Please, knock. For all of our... Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I do not want that to happen. That is literally the last thing I want to see. But I'm telling you, everybody would feel
you're right,
such
You're right.
I know.
Right. Yeah. Okay, let's go to Tier 5. Tier 5, this is my favorite name. Brig pointed this out to me. Tier 5. We interrupt this list to talk about the 2017 Astros.
That's what they call Tier 5.
And this is interesting, too, because you've got Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman. Jose Altuve, it's widely accepted that he did not participate in the sign stealing scandal, that he specifically asked not to be told what pitch was coming. And if that continues, like if that
narrative
is true, or at least continues to hold out for the rest of his career, he'll be first ballot. Absolutely. He will. Carlos Correa and Alex Bregman, on the other hand, I don't even know if Alex Bregman is headed for a Hall of Fame career.
Nope.
Carlos Correa is headed that way, but he will be the one who is judged most harshly for this. Like, he's going to have the biggest impact on his Hall of Fame hopes.
I think Alex Bregman fits that category too.
You think so? I see. Like, I don't even think it's going to be an issue for Bregman because I don't think he's going to have a Hall of Fame career. But Carlos Correa is going to have a Hall of Fame career, and then it's going to be like, well, but he was like
really involved.
Part of that. Yeah, like really involved, really benefited. We saw afterwards that he is still really good, but
not as good.
Yeah. So that's tier 5. Tier 6, your favorite. What if he hits 500 home runs? The only guy on this list is Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, he's not going to Hall of Fame.
If he hits 500 home runs, I think he does.
Yeah, okay. If he hits 500 home runs,
he'll go down as one of the greatest home run hitters of all time, and absolutely will get in.
That's right. But if he does not hit 500, he will really require the Culture Club. He won't make it in until the Culture Club decides to bring him in.
Right. If the Hall of Fame had a body wing, he would be first ballot, unanimous.
Yeah, you're right. And we'd all, they could sell tickets to that wing. You think about the revenue.
Bust, just a bust from the belt to the neck.
No, it's got to be a full body statue so that everybody can walk around.
There you know, you're right. Okay, yeah. He would be first team, or he would be first ballot, unanimous.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
If he doesn't hit 500 home runs, he's not getting into the Hall of Fame. Tier 7. How do we evaluate relievers? This is interesting. Kenley Jansen, Craig Kimbrell, Edwin Diaz. I think relievers, you have to give them a small window because that's typically how things work, especially with closers. Like guys like Trevor Hoffman and Mario Rivera are outliers in the reliever world, right? So you can't compare everybody up against them. But I think Kenley Jansen, yes. Craig Kimbrell with what he's done, yes. Edwin Diaz, what he is doing, yes.
So Kimbrell has led the league in saves 4 consecutive times with Atlanta, 11, 12, 13, and 14. He led the league in saves. That's not small.
Right.
That's not small. He finished 64 total games in 2011. He's been an all-star 8 times, and he won the Rookie of the Year as a pitcher.
So, yeah, I think Kimbrell absolutely, and I've heard guys talk about like in the fastball documentary, the way guys talk about him, like yeah, I think he's got to get in. Edwin Diaz, to say that he is like on track, I'm not saying that if he retired tomorrow he would be in, but if he puts together a few more good years with how dominant he's been in his good years, I think that he would be in still. Oh, I was just gonna say he led the league in saves in 2018 with Seattle. This last year he was like the man, and he's obviously Hall of Fame for his entrance song this year. He'd be up there with Mariano Rivera. But I think if he puts together a couple more good years where he's an all-star, yeah.
I disagree.
Because of how good he was during those years.
He's half as good as Craig Kimbrell and Kenley Jansen.
Right. That's why I said he's got work to do. But if he continues to have a couple more years, he would be in. Yeah. He's also way younger than those guys.
Yeah, but let's just be very clear. Well, he's 28. So he's way younger than Craig Kimbrell. And Kenley Jansen too. Yeah.
Kenley
Jansen. Mm-hmm. He's got like 1 tire left. But anyway.
Around turn 4.
He's half as good. His career is half as impressive as these other guys right now. That's all.
Right. But if he can extend it though, then I think
it could be.
Yeah. Okay. Tier 8. How do we evaluate starters? On this list, we have Garrett Cole and Aaron Nola. That's tough.
I need more. Sorry.
Yeah, Aaron Nola definitely has work to do. Garrett Cole, the thing that's interesting is that he was like 3 years ago, he was like first ballot on his way. But with the way he's been in New York has been concerning. And so he's got to have a couple of really good years. Like a couple of really, really good years.
Yeah. And some more playoff time. Doesn't have to be big time playoff time. Doesn't even, you know what I mean? He does, like, he's not going to require World Series appearances and stuff like that. But we need more really solid playoff performances from him.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Really solid playoff performances because they just haven't really been there up to this point. And Aaron Nola it's too early to tell with him.
Yeah.
Tier 9. Well, Sandy Koufax got in. We've got Chris Sale and Jacob deGrom. Chris Sale, no, I don't think so. Jacob deGrom, I think so.
Could be.
And I think that Sandy Koufax is your point.
Your alibi. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Chris Sale's almost hurting himself by continuing to play. Right?
That's how I feel. Yeah.
But DeGrom, like, yes, he's been hurt, but when he's out there, he's still better than anybody we've seen in the last 15, 20 years.
Yep.
He's untouchable.
Yeah. So Sandy Koufax, just for all of you wondering, has been an all-star, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. He won the Cy Young Award 3 times. He's been an MVP as well.
You're talking about Sandy Koufax?
Sandy Koufax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Out of a 16-year career. So I don't know what the problem is with comparing anybody to Sandy Koufax. He's got a 48.9 WAR.
Remember, he ended his career early for no reason. Like, nobody knows why. That's the thing, is that it was short. Yeah. And what they're saying is that Chris Sale's a really small window. So far, DeGrom, a relatively small window, but he was good before these last couple of years. I don't know what the problem is with that. I think DeGrom definitely deserves to be in, especially first ballot.
Correction, Sandy Koufax played 12 years, not 16, sorry.
Okay, all right.
Which is short.
Yes, it is, especially for a guy as dominant as he was at the very end even.
Yeah,
okay.
All the way to the very end.
Tier 10, the Aaron Judge zone. The only guy in the Aaron Judge zone is Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
I think he's just got to continue on the path that he's on.
Yep.
If he holds serve for 5 more years, he's in.
Change nothing, and it's no doubt about it.
Yep. The Shohei Ohtani zone is tier 11. Also, the only guy, Shohei Ohtani. I already submit that he is a Hall of Famer. I know he hasn't met the time requirement, but we've talked about this. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, and for those of you who have not watched that episode, it's because he has done stuff nobody has done for 100 years and doing it better.
Way better.
Way better.
Super better unit cohesion with the team and the clubhouse, and he's not making headlines for all kinds of other shenanigans. And he's really doing a good job. He's doing a great job. He could be doing a terrible job with that stuff, but he's not.
Could not be better at it.
Yeah.
Okay. Tier 12, the young legends in the making. You've got a few guys here. Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna Jr., Rafael Devers, Jordan Alvarez, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Adley Rutschman, and Julio Rodriguez.
Well, some of those are really young as far as legends in the making.
Right. Yeah, I feel like Adley Rutschman and Julio Rodriguez, the only thing you can say is if they continue on the path that they're on and the path that they're supposed to take, yes, they will be. But that's all you can say about them.
Well, because look at some of the names we've already mentioned where we're like, I don't know. Yeah. I once thought maybe, but now I'm not so sure. Like that could be.
Yeah. Juan Soto. So Juan Soto is interesting because once he left Washington, it was like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he won't come back and be Juan Soto again next year. And it might have just been a filling out period because he was not great. He got booed in San Diego.
It was depressing.
It was, and he did not play well in the playoffs. So that's a problem. We're hoping that Juan Soto can return to form next year.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, and we just had like this 3-year peak of him, that would be troubling.
Travesty, really.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know about that.
Ronald Acuna Jr. You don't think he's on the path? Obviously, he's not in right now.
I don't know, man. He stopped loafing, and that's good.
Yeah.
that's all I can say is that, like, thank you for not slouching. Yeah.
So he's 25, currently 25, just barely like a month ago turned 25. He won a Rookie of the Year. He missed a lot of time with an ACL injury, but he came back and was still like balling out.
Yeah.
So I think, like I said, it's all about trajectory with these guys. I think if he continues on kind of like a level trajectory up, he'll get in. Rafael Devers, probably the same thing. Jordan Alvarez, I would say he's certainly on his way.
Yeah, Alvarez is for sure.
So, and Vlad Guerrero is interesting because this year we all thought he was going to win the MVP, right?
Yep.
But kind of an
Alas.
underwhelming season.
Alas, he did not.
Yeah, kind of an underwhelming season by his standards.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know. He's got to get back up there. He's got to be an MVP candidate every year again.
Mm-hmm.
So
Top
then
five.
Yeah. And then we talked about Adley Rutschman and Julio Rodriguez. Okay. We'll stop there. 12 or tier 13 is the field, and I don't care about that right now, but we'll get there eventually. Let us know what you think about this, and you can do that by hopping into the mailbag. There's a link in the description of every single episode.